Hey everybody, I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas and got to spend lots of time with family and friends. Now, I normally don't do these shop update style videos, so I'm a little out of my element, so you'll have to excuse me here, but I've been really quiet on YouTube for the last year, and I thought I kind of owe it to all of you to explain a little bit about what's been going on the last year for me, where I've been, why I haven't been posting as much as I was before, and go into a little bit about what's going on in my personal life, and then also talk about what I've been working on lately, as well as what I have in store for the near future. So I'm going to jump all the way back to last Christmas when I built this charcuterie board, or as Brad Rodriguez from Fix This Build That would say, charcuterie board. I think that's what he used to say. Anyway, this is the charcuterie board that I made for my wife for Christmas last year. It's all black walnut, and what I was going to do is I was going to put beeswax and mineral oil on here to condition the board. When I told my wife that I was going to do that, she immediately came back and told me that if I put mineral oil on there, that she wasn't going to put food on here. Because apparently mineral oil isn't all that good for you.
Yuck.
I don't want to spark a little debate there, but I didn't want to fight with my wife, so of course I went back to the drawing board, and I was trying to come up with a wood conditioner for this board so that she would put her food on it and she'd feel good about it. So I was basically on the search for an oil that I could substitute for mineral oil that I could mix with beeswax to condition the board and come up with the same type of wood conditioner. I searched around for a long time and I landed on this oil called MCT oil. It stands for medium chain triglycerides. Basically what it is a specialized form of coconut oil. It's a liquid form. It doesn't go solid like regular coconut oil. But there's a lot of bodybuilders and health fanatics that will ingest this oil in their coffee. They mix it with shakes, and apparently it gets converted directly to energy and doesn't get stored as fat on the body, and that's why they like it. I don't know too much about that, but that's what I read. And the more that I read, the more that I also found that with MCT oil, it doesn't go rancid like other vegetable oils. So you've probably heard that if you use olive oil or like some other vegetable oils, they can go rancid and that's why you don't use them on your cutting boards. But with MCT oil, it apparently doesn't go rancid. Now, I haven't had years of experience to test that theory, but this board actually has had MCT oil and beeswax on it for over a year now, and it's doing great. It doesn't, smell rancid or anything at all. Long story short, I made this wood conditioner out of MCT oil and beeswax that my wife loves, and my wife and my sisters friends, apparently they loved it so much that they started wiping it all over their hands. They would come over and they would stick their hand in the jar of this wood conditioner that I made, and they would rub it all over the hands and their body, and they said, "This stuff is awesome." So we quickly found that not only is MCT oil and beeswax good for wood, it is also excellent for the skin and for your hair and for your lips and your hands. And I quickly found myself making these jars of this wood conditioner for my sister and for her friends, and they just couldn't get enough of this stuff. So fast forward to February 2018, my sister ended up getting diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. And obviously my family was just devastated, and we were all everybody just felt helpless. There's not much you can do when a loved one gets diagnosed with cancer. But we wanted to do something, and my wife and I sat down, and we knew that my sister loved this stuff that we made, and she was using it on her hands, and it's good for your skin. And so we were trying to come up with a way to use that to help benefit her and benefit the whole cancer situation. So we decided to take her last name, which is Lilli-C, by the way. So we ended up creating this new product, or this new brand, that's called Lilli-C without the crap. So Lilli-C is in lily crap, but without the crap, as in really good ingredients, good for you. we decided to put a website together and put all these new products together. We ended up creating a lip balm, a body butter, a body spray, and a hairstyling balm. And so we came up with all these products, came up with new branding, packaged everything up. I ended up buying these machines that I have set up in a little manufacturing area in my basement where we're manufacturing all this stuff. So we decided to go and to put all this together and to start selling it and help benefit my sister, and also use the website as a place where her and her husband could write a blog and share their story and talk about their experience. While all this was happening and while we were creating all this stuff, some of you might know that I've had a bad back for a long time. And I was in a car accident in high school, and so for 24 years I was battling these herniated discs in my back, which basically made me so that I was always constantly walking on eggshells. And if I moved the wrong way, or like brushing my teeth and just bending over the sink, or little things like that, I would throw out my back and I would be literally bedridden for weeks at a time. And it got to the point where while all this was happening, I threw out my back again, and it was so bad that I needed a walker to get around my house. And when I woke up in the morning, I had to slide out of bed onto the floor, and I had this long process of slowly making it up onto this walker. And then once I was up onto the walker, I'd have to move my spine in a specific way so that all my vertebrae would align just right, and then I could eventually take a step, and then another step, and then slowly make my way to the bathroom on this walker. I knew that I was headed for a wheelchair if I didn't do something about it soon, and I had been researching artificial disc replacement for quite a few years actually, and I decided that it was time for me to do something about it and go to Germany for artificial disc replacement. The artificial discs that they use there are different than the ones that they use here in the United States. Germany is quite a number of years ahead of the United States as far as the makes and models of artificial discs that they're using there. And so they can do things there that they can't do here quite yet in the US. I did a lot of research, and I flew to Germany in July to have artificial disc replacement. And so I had 2 levels replaced in my lower back at L3-4 and L4-5. And it was like the most amazing experience. I thought I was going to be in pain all summer long, and immediately when I woke up from surgery, all my back pain was gone. I had this sciatica leg pain that would go all the way down to my foot. All that was completely gone when I woke up. I just had the normal incision pain in my stomach, and that went away after about 3 weeks. And then it was just a matter of me taking it easy and letting my vertebrae fuse to the titanium end plates that are in these artificial discs. And so I was basically under doctor's orders to just take it easy for 3 to 6 months, and then after that I'm free to do whatever I want. I could skydive, bungee jump, whatever I want to do. The whole thing has just been amazing. My back has never felt this good since high school. And so I can lift things, I can run around, I can ride a bike, I can do anything I want right now. And I'm currently just over 6 months post-op from when I had the surgery. Anyway, if any of you have back issues or herniated discs and you want to chat more with me about it, I am more than happy to chat with any of you guys about my experience and what I've gone through there. I am doing fantastic now as far as my back goes. One of the reasons why we decided to go to Germany and have it done so quick is because my wife was pregnant, and we knew that we had a new baby coming in September, and I wanted to be able to pick up the baby and act like a normal dad. We went to Germany for surgery, and it's been awesome ever since. Anyways, fast forward to about July. So she went through all of her chemo treatments. We have the whole Lilli-C thing up and running. We're starting to sell product on the website. And then my sister she went in for surgery in July. All of that ended up just absolutely perfect. We couldn't have asked for better results. All the cancer was gone. Nothing was showing up anymore. She had the surgery at Mayo Clinic. And so we slowly started to get back into the normal grind of things. Come September, we eventually had our 3rd child, and she's a beautiful baby girl, and she's doing fantastic. And my sister's doing fantastic. She just had a reconstructive surgery a week or two ago, and everything is going fantastic from that perspective. So, but in the meantime, after our daughter was born in September, I ended up getting a large order for these pegs and joker boards. So I decided to go ahead and change a few things around in my shop and get things in more of like a production ready environment so that I can crank out a lot of these pegs and joker game boards for this large order that I got. So basically a company came in and said, we want to gift a lot of these game sets to our employees and our clients. So in order to get this job done really fast, I had to come up with a lot of jigs, and I had to upgrade some things in my shop in order to be able to crank these boards out really quickly. Well, one of the first things I did is I knew I needed an air filtration system, but I wanted an air filtration system that not only filtered out all the sawdust in my shop, but also that I could convert into more of an exhaust fan that would exhaust air from in the shop outside whenever I wanted to for the cases like when I use this paint booth. So I came up with this new paint booth, and then you can't see it on camera now, but I have this new shop air filtration unit on the ceiling that I can basically take an insert and insert that into this little box, and it will quickly switch it out from a shop air filter to an exhaust unit where it will exhaust all the air from inside the paint booth through the hose up to the box and out the side wall to outside the shop. I have this new paint booth out of it that I can easily fold up and store against the wall when I'm not using it, and it fits really nicely on my rolling workbench. I designed it specifically to sit on top of this rolling workbench. This thing worked amazing. It worked awesome. I ended up buying this new Fuji sprayer specifically for this job. I have always wanted a sprayer but never really had a good excuse to buy one, but this was a perfect excuse to buy one. And I also came up with these stands that I could insert into the paint booth that I could hang like 10 of these boards from, and so that I could spray the boards and then easily spin all boards around at the same exact time, so I could spray the sides, spray the front, spray the back, and that thing worked amazing. So I'm going to end up making a video on how to build those stands for the paint booth. I have a video coming out on the paint booth itself, and then also on the exhaust unit that I put together. There will be a video for those coming out soon. I might put a video together on the jigs that I made to build all of the pegs and joker boards. Some of the jigs are actually really cool. Here, let me show you over here. So this is just a really quick sneak peek of this jig. I'm not going to go into depth on how it works exactly quite yet. I'm going to do a separate video on that, but this jig was a lifesaver when it came to drilling thousands of holes on this drill press. A huge addition to the shop this year was the addition of this 17-inch bandsaw by Grizzly that I upgraded from my 14-inch bandsaw. And the reason why I wanted to upgrade to this machine was because for that Pegs and Joker project, I needed a bandsaw that had a throat capacity from the column to the blade that was at least 16 inches. I needed that capacity so that I could cut out many of these Pegs and Joker boards over a short period of time, and that just wasn't going to happen with my 14-inch bandsaw. So this just allowed me to get the project done much quicker than I would have if I used my other saw. And I also wanted, basically I wanted an excuse to upgrade to a machine that had a larger resaw capacity. So this machine, I get just over 12 inches of resaw capacity. Now as far as the quality goes, I was expecting to see much lesser quality, I guess you'd say, from a saw that is under $1,000. This saw, in my opinion, when I went to Rockler and I compared it to some of the Lagunas, I feel like this is kind of right up there with those. Some of you guys might beg to differ with me, but I am very happy with this machine. I feel like this quality is going to last me a long time, and so you guys are likely to see many more projects come up on this saw in future videos. So another big addition to the shop this year was my router table. So I basically took my rolling workbench and I converted it into a router table as well. So as you can see, I have my start button and my stop button here. That is for the router table when I'm using it as a router. The paint booth on top, it folds up and stores against the wall so that I can expose my router table plate, which is on the surface. And then I have this router table fence that I created. That's the barn door style that opens up on the front. I have threaded rod and these knobs that lock it down to the table. And then of course your dust collection on the back hand side. So this has been a great addition. It stores nicely and neatly inside of the table. And as many of you know, this table was designed so that it also opens up and exposes what you have inside. And so I have my lathe mounted in here. Not only is this my paint booth, but it's also my router table and it is also my lathe table. And then I also have a joiner mounted in there, so when I open it up, I also use it as a joiner as well. As you can see, I'm trying to do a lot of things with a very small footprint, so I'm trying to save lots of space in my shop. With the router table now, it is a great addition because now I have a big table surface for routing, whereas before I had a smaller router table that was on my old table saw, and this is just much, much nicer to use. So the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is Lift Bridge Furniture. It is a website and a concept that I came up with about a year ago. So if you guys remember back, I created this workstation where I have this standing desk with a rolling monitor stand and this chair that I'm calling an inversion chair. So it basically has these rollers on the back of the chair, and it's got these electric actuators where the chair back can go down and go into somewhat of an inverted position so that gravity can pull my upper back down these rollers and basically decompress the discs in my spine, basically for people with bad backs. So if you don't have a bad back, you probably think it's the stupidest idea you've ever seen, but if you have a bad back, you're probably looking at it like, oh my gosh, I need to have that. So anyways, when I created Lift Bridge Furniture, what I wanted to do was create more of a platform where I invited other makers into the platform that wanted to build the workstation locally in their local communities. So it was going to be more of a platform where they sign up as a maker, they create a store on Lift Bridge Furniture, kind of like on Etsy, how you have Etsy stores. And so they would go in there and they would basically decide what Lift Bridge Furniture products they want to build and sell. And then orders would come in and they would build them and then deliver them personally, locally to clients in their local community. Well, over the last year, I was trying to drum up some interest for it, and I got a lot of interest from people who wanted to buy the plans and build, but not a lot of interest for people who wanted to sign up as a maker and then sell what they build to local clients. And so then I wanted to expand it even further and have it be bigger than me and my designs, where I could invite other makers to submit their own designs to the Lift Bridge Furniture platform, where other makers could go and build their designs. Then the designers would get a cut of that, and then the makers could charge any price that they want, and then the platform gets a little piece of the whole thing. So now I'm questioning what to do about the platform. I don't know if I should continue on with the original idea, or if I should just take the whole liftbridgefurniture.com website, just turn it into my own thing where I just sell my own plans and my own designs. I'm still trying to decide what to do with it. If you guys have any ideas, please leave them in the comments. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and we'll talk to you guys next time.